I created this amazing 3D website in just one single day. Actually, I just did it in less than 4 hours, 2 hours on my way to work and 2 hours back on the bus. So if you'd like to learn how to implement a well-designed personal portfolio website for yourself as well, join me as I walk you through the exact steps I took and workflow I used to actually create a website like this. So you already saw these 3D components in the hero section. They have fully rendered physics and are really fun to play with. You can see that's over here. You also have this subtle animations for all of these features as well. So when we go and we scroll down, you see the selected works, and this is where we want to actually show our portfolio. We continue to scroll down, you can see that it's very artistic. If you hover over it, you can also see the animations of the project name showing up as well. And if we actually click into the project, you can see the transitions are very clean and very nice. And you can see that over here you can describe your project and what you want. You can see the quality that Codex was actually able to create and produce just within 4 hours. Can you imagine that? That's crazy. What took professional designers months and months of designing, creating, can now be dumbed down to 4 hours of work. 4 hours of even not hard work, it's just prompting the agent. You can achieve something like this as well. Right, so that was the demo. I will show you my exact workflow of how I managed to create this within just 4 hours. Alright, so the first thing I did was actually to just go into ChatGPT, the web application, not the Codex app, and I asked it to help me to build a portfolio website which showcased my projects and apps that I've developed. And I also told him that I wanted it to be very well designed, like those on Awwwards. So what is Awwwards? Awwwards is simply this amazing website where you can actually view other professionally designed websites. So you can see there are a lot of very nice and artistic looking websites. So I gave it context on what I want my websites to feel. I want it to be premium and well designed, not like your normal websites. Then I gave it the web search tool. Now this is important because sometimes ChatGPT does not identify that it needs to do a web search. So by specifically specifying that you need to do a web search tool, you'll get it to use the web search tool. And to use the tool, you just type the @ sign and you can search web, and then you'll attach the web search tool here. If you guys like to have a more in-depth tutorial on how to fully utilize ChatGPT and Codex, check out this video over here where I explain how to do it as well. Right, then next I also asked it to search the best Codex skills and tools to use so that it knows and is able to actually produce something of a very high quality. And lastly, this final line here, I told it to give me an actionable plan that I can actually implement today to build and deploy my website. Then it went ahead and did all this scaffolding for my base project. You can see that it actually identified all of the best Codex tools and skills to use for this project so that it knows exactly what to use and it won't hallucinate further. So then it went on to actually design the website structure with the hero section, selected works, blah blah blah. So over here the master prompt is actually what you will use to hand over to Codex so that it's able to build the website. However, I also added this message over here. So over here, if you see, it is the official prompting guide by OpenAI on how to actually prompt GPT 5.6 Sol, which is their newest and best model that they have provided. So I just simply asked it to follow this prompting guide. You can see that the steps here are actually very intuitive. I'm trying to improve this prompt over here by just simply giving them the link to the prompting guide. And ChatGPT is smart enough to actually go ahead, research on the prompting guide, extract all the data, and actually formulate the prompt. So now it actually has the context to create the master prompt later. But here I stopped it because I also wanted to give it even more context, to give it something to refer to, which are these two websites over here. So over here I have one website, which I also found from Awwwards. You can see that this website is very, very well designed with all of these nice animations here. So for this one, I mainly wanted to use the hero section because it looks very clean and there's these 3D animations over here. So I told ChatGPT that I want my website's hero section to have a 3D interactive centerpiece, just like this. Then over here, I also have another website which was also found from Awwwards, and I really like the layout and structure of this, especially the scroll animations as well as the project section over here. So that was what I told him. And I told ChatGPT to actually analyze the style and see how you can replicate it. I also gave it this website over here, which is 21st Dev. If you don't know, is a compilation of all pre-built components that others have already built. So you can simply use it, and it also comes with very nice designs and animations. Then it read all the context, is getting more and more accustomed to the style of website that I want, which is a well-designed, high-quality website. Then it is also avoiding certain components based on the context that I gave it. Then now it formulated the actual master prompt for me to feed into Codex, and it's also following the GPT 5.6 guidance document that I previously gave it. So you can see how it's storing it into context and it's remembering the things that I told it before. Alright, so the next step was I simply copied this prompt. I went into Visual Studio Code, and then all I did was I just pasted it into the Codex agent over here. And for this, I used GPT 5.6 Luna, which is the worser form of GPT 5.6. However, I'm using extra high and I find that it saves you tokens and it's cheaper in the long run. So I simply just pasted the whole entire prompt. Then it created all of this code over here for me, and you can see that because of the context that we gave it, it was able to do everything properly, and it was able to actually utilize the tools and skills that it also researched on that it needed before it started the project, which saves us a lot of time and produces results of a very much higher quality. And the website, I don't have it now, but it looked something like this. So this was the hero section that it was able to create for me. However, the quality still wasn't very good. This 3D element wasn't actually interactive, and I wanted it to be interactive. So yeah, I said make it animated such that users are able to drag and drop each one around the screen. Then it was updating it for me, and it did enable it. However, it wasn't very good. And you can see over here that actually some of the words are overlapping with each other, and it didn't look very nice. So I just said what I wanted it to change. I don't like how the elements look. They don't look 3D enough. They should be able to move around the whole screen. And I also came up with the idea, actually impromptu, of having a table and them acting as like building blocks that you can play with so that they have actual physics and look much better and are much more interactive. And I also told them the spacing issues with some of the words, so I want to make my name bigger as well. And after that, it actually updated and published my portfolio for me. And after those prompts, it was actually able to create these 3D objects in the hero section that you can see over here. Then you're able to drag them. It's very cool. They interact with each other, and they are slightly bouncy as well. So that's very cool. However, I still didn't like how the project showcase section looked, so there's the new one. And before that, it was actually very clunky. It was simply not very nice and not very interactive with many animations. So what I did, I went back into Awwwards and I found this amazing portfolio website over here. So you can see it's very animated, but we don't care about the hero section since I was already quite happy with the hero section. Now here is where I really liked the featured work section. So over here you can see the featured work text still stays on the screen as you scroll down, and you can hover over this. You can see more information about the project. So more here, and you view project, you can also see that transition. And this will actually bring you to the project screen. So I really like this design, and what I actually did was I simply took a screen recording of me going through this website, going through the featured work section. So I screen recorded it, and then I simply put it into the reference folder for inside my code base itself. And you can see the screen recording is right here. And then simply I just use natural language to prompt Codex over here. I don't like how the project showcase section looks. Can you make it more like the reference in this screen recording? And this is what is amazing about Codex. It's able to actually go into the video, get the context, understand what the video is about, and then actually help you to implement it. So over here, it's actually implementing it for me. So this section over here, it wasn't sticky, as in it would just scroll up the screen and you'll see just this. So I wanted to make it sticky. So this is a sticky section. And what did I do? I just said I want the selector work section to be sticky, just like the reference. Yep. And show the picture of the project when scrolling down. If hovering over the project, then the selector work will disappear. So if ChatGPT wasn't able to actually extract that out from the recording, you just simply have to prompt it normally in natural language, and it's able to actually produce very high quality work over here. So you can see this is exactly what I wanted. Then for my last prompt over here, it didn't actually include this animation of the bars when it was navigating. So what did I do? I simply said to add it over here. You can see how simple and easy it is to work with Codex and actually create something of a very high quality that would otherwise take actual designers and programmers multiple days to do. And you can just do it in one single chat message. And then it was able to create this amazing website for me. It's very clean, very elegant, and it's simply amazing. All of this within just a few hours. But what is a website if nobody is able to actually access it on the internet? So the final task is to actually just deploy the website. And for that, I wanted to use GitHub Pages, as GitHub gives you one free personal website to deploy. So you have your own domain on GitHub. But all I said was, I want my website to be live on the internet. So help me deploy it to GitHub Pages. And I also attached the GitHub skill over here. So I did at GitHub, and that was all I did. I just used this, and I did something like help me deploy my website live on GitHub Pages, and that's all I did. It was actually able to use the GitHub to create a new public GitHub repo and actually help me push it live on GitHub Pages. So over here you can see that it did about 24 minutes and 4 seconds of thinking. Then over here, it gave me a link to actually open my website. You can see that it's the official GitHub repo pages website. Over here, this is my repo, and you can see on the settings pages that it has been deployed also over here. So how amazing is that? I went from not having a website at all to have a professionally designed portfolio website within the span of just 4 hours without even having any knowledge of website design, UI, UX, or even coding. I didn't even have to touch a single line of code. Codex did it all for me. If you'd like to create a website just like this, I put the link to my GitHub with all the code in the video description down below, so you can just copy that, ask Codex to reference it, and it'll generate a website similar to that. If you enjoyed this video, it would be a tremendous help if you could like the video, subscribe it, and share it with your friends who are also into website design or Codex. And if you'd like to see a more in-depth video of how I use Codex in my everyday life to create workflows and AI automations, check out this video over here. You don't want to miss it. Thank you, and see you in the next video.